Hey everybody, this is Contra-Mestre Pequenininho of Creative Movement Brazil here in Detroit, Michigan. I want to say welcome to our YouTube channel and our first video in a series of topics dealing with, not just the capoeira community, but also just capoeira in general. There's always, those random questions, concerns that we deal with, either as a teacher and a student. And I feel that, I want to work to actually fill those gaps of things that may be out there. Now, I can tell everybody one of the biggest things that you have run into in capoeira, especially if you own a berimbau, is that you probably dropped your cabeça and it's cracked, or you may have not even dropped it. Somebody may have accidentally crushed it. Something may have happened to your actual cabeça. So I want to address that issue today in this video. So stay tuned. We're back. Again, this is the first of many videos inside of my podcast series that I'm creating. And today's topic is going to deal with cabeças. Now, one of my students actually ran into a problem where his cabeça had failed. And what happened? It cracked. So, first thing was like, oh my God, I don't have a cabeça anymore. It's broke. It's not going to work anymore. I'm going to tell you, you still have that opportunity to salvage your cabeça. As long as it hasn't, gone to the extreme of like, exploding everywhere. It's in small shattered pieces. So I'm going to give you a preview of what his cabeça actually looks like. So I'm going to see if the camera can adjust to it. There we go. So, it looks all, beautiful. Everything has been painted, it's great. But let's show the crack. So, yeah, that's where the crack is. So, again, it can be repaired. The crack didn't actually go too far where it actually went to the actual, the actual rope or anything like that. So, still okay. So, still have an opportunity to bring this back to life. So, what we're going to do is go over a couple of different things that I utilize to actually repair a cabeça. My background, I also deal with a lot of carpentry, and I repair instruments as well too. So, again, I want to give everybody this information so, you don't have to really go back out there and buy a whole nother cabeça, spend $25, $30 on it plus shipping to actually get it here, and then you're like, oh, I could have actually fixed it. So I want to give you this information so you can continue to grow and keep your berimbau healthy, and then enjoy in capoeira. So, like I said, I'm gonna go through the different things that you're gonna need for actually repairing your cabeça. One, you're gonna need a broken cabeça. You already got that handle. Two, you're gonna need glue. Now, I apologize. This tube of glue has been through a lot. I'm not ready to get rid of it as of yet because it still has some use in it. It's just that the tip had the glue set so much on it that I have to like slice the side to get the actual glue out. But this is actually some construction adhesive, and I like using construction adhesive, not like gorilla glue, things like that, because I know with construction glue it's actually going to set, and it's going to be strong. I mean, this is the type of stuff that we use on like cement and steel, things like that as well. So this is going to be great for this cabeça because our main goal is to get the glue actually in the actual cracks, and then use something else to actually like almost like a clamp to keep it together overnight while it actually like cures, and it goes from there. Okay, so the glue that I'm using is a Loctite PL3 Premium. Let me see if and you can see it's like 3 times stronger. So you can actually pick this up in Home Depot. They have it in the glue and adhesive aisles. It's also in the same aisle with the stains. So yeah, good to keep around, and also not just for capoeira, but if you have woodworking projects or things you need with some actual glue to stick together real good, I use this. So again, cabeça, we need a broken cabeça, we need glue, we need adhesive, we need I'm using painter's tape. You can use frog tape or masking tape, but I like painter's tape because it actually, peels off a little bit cleaner for me. And let's see, you also need a pair of gloves. So, why I had a pair of gloves because instead of just using it from the tube, at the top, I'm actually gonna have to squeeze it and then get some of it out and like put it actually inside of the actual crack. So get these gloves on so we can get started. So again, you still have an opportunity to salvage your actual cabeça. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna get some of that glue off of there, squeeze it out a little bit. And I'm gonna have to open up that crack. That sounds very weird. But I'm gonna have to, get this prepared to actually, put this glue in. So see if I can get it right here. Now, one of the things as well that's going to, happen is that since the crack is actually there, I'm going to have to do a couple of things, just smooth it out a little bit so it doesn't really, how I want to say, damage the actual paint, because my goal is to actually preserve this paint as best as possible. I know I'm going to be, repainting it in such a way, but I want to just make it a little bit less on me in the end. So let's see, have that. Got a lot of this glue out. Squeeze it out. There we go. All right, cool. So you can see so far I've gotten that much on, so got a little bit more to go. And let's see, right there. So I have the outside of it done, so now I'm going to take that excess glue that's there, and I'm just going to wipe it off. Okay. So, boom. All right. I have that done. So now, just because we did the outside, I need to do the inside as well, too. Now, the cool thing about it is that the process that I'm going to actually do for after everything is cured for the inside, I'm going to use a 120 grit of a sandpaper to actually take my time and smooth the inside. I don't want it to be like baby smooth. I want it to still keep that rigidness of the inside of the cabeça. So, it'll still be good. But let's get some more of that glue, and then I still got some on my finger, so I'm going to wipe it in there and get some more of that. And let's see. I got to squeeze this bad boy. So let's see there. I see where that crack is. I'm going to just follow it up. Sounds so weird when I keep saying I'm going to find that crack. Yeah. So here we go. All right, and boom. All right, so glue is on the outside. I know you can barely see it, but squeeze in, and then the excess is like on the inside. So let's see if I'm making it's right here. Oh, whoops. Camera angles. All right. Let's see if we can. Yep, right there. You see where it's like kind of discolored a little bit down there? Right there. Yep, right there. That's where the glue is on the inside. So it's not that bad. I mean, the glue itself is like a tannish color, so it's going to blend in with the actual body of the cabeça too, so that makes it good. So, all right, we're done with that. So, I got the excess off. Take the glue off, take the gloves off now. And with that, we're pretty much all set for right now. What I am going to do is, again, the glue part we're all set. Now we're going to pull out the painter's tape. We're going to use that painter's tape. Now, again, I want to use painter's tape because it's going to peel off like pretty clean. And it'll work great for me to actually keep the cabeça like a little like as a agent to like squeeze it together, just to make sure that when it cures for this 24 to 48 hours, which 24 hours is usually always great that I do this with. So, same time tomorrow, I have something else, recorded, so you guys can check it out. So, all right, so I'm gonna put the painter's tape over the actual crack. I'm gonna squeeze it a little bit so it gives it that tension, and then bring it across there. Now I'm gonna use a couple of strips of tape because one isn't just gonna be enough. We want to make sure that this stays together. And again, I really want to preserve this cabeça for my student because I noticed he has some great memories of this cabeça when he first got it as well. So I want to make sure that he's able to continue to enjoy this. So I always try to help my students as much as possible because I want them to continue to enjoy capoeira and just enjoy capoeira, enjoy music, this whole journey that we're dealing with in life. Smallest thing with a cabeça breaking, that's you don't want to have to deal with that. But again, if you run into it, I hope this video actually helps you. So all right, so I have put like a lot of tape on here just to cover it up. That's from the bottom of it, the bottom of the actual crack that happened all the way to the middle. I'm gonna put one more going over the top and on the inside a little bit so I can keep that together as well too. And again, I'm using painter's tape because painter's tape is a little bit more easier to work with in this situation. But if I were to use like say Gorilla tape or like some stronger tapes, the big thing that's going to happen is it's going to it may adhere to the actual cabeça like too strong, and when I pull it off, it'll peel the tape on the paint off too. And I want to try to keep as much of this paint on here as possible. I do know that I am going to repaint this, touch it up a little bit for him, and then I'm also going to give it a couple of coats of UV coating to actually condition it and make it a little bit stronger for the shell. So, it may be able to take a better hit if it were to ever fall again. Hopefully it's not. So, there we go. All right, so let's see. I'm going to put one more piece of tape on here because, again, I want this to stay. So, boom. All right, that's covering up all of everything, even the inside of it. So, I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours, give it a chance to cure itself. Once it's cured, we're going to come back and I'm going to actually peel this tape off in the next video so we can see how it actually looks. I'm going to try to open it up a little bit to see if that, it actually, the glue has set, which again, like I said, I've done this plenty of times, and I know it works, and it's good. So again, instead of you having to go out there spending that $25, $30 with shipping to get yourself another cabeça, you'll be able to, utilize this right here, and this will be better for you. So again, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all took something away from it, and I hope that this actually, helps you to continue to grow in your actual journey in capoeira, and know that you still have an opportunity to salvage your cabeça. Okay. So what I'm going to do as well too, this actual painter's tape is going to double as a stand that I can put the cabeça on, and it can just hang out until it's actually done. So I'm going to boop right here, just sits right there, and I'm going to just sit it down. Okay, great. But one other thing as well too. Sorry. One other thing as well is that I did find the actual paints for the cabeça, and I matched them actually at Michael's. So I do have like the yellow, the green, and then this metallic blue that I found that's actually gonna help the blue. So really looking forward to this project. Looking forward to actually helping my student, be able to enjoy his cabeça, and his berimbau as well too, and continue. But again, muito obrigado a todos. Thank you everybody for watching this video. And again, I hope you learned something from this video. And this is just the first video of a series of videos dealing with the cabeça. Obrigado e tchau. See you soon.